What is going on, you lot? Midi here. Guys, Evil Dead tweeted about the new warrior that's going to be coming into the game, Mia. I think someone told me off. It's not Mia. I'm guessing it's Maya, alright? One thing you lot have got to know about me, and it's that my pronunciation is so bad. Like, it's so bad, it's memeable. You remember that game that was called Dynasty Warriors? I used to call it Dynasty Warriors, alright? So, yeah, things only get worse from here, right? So, she's going to be the new warrior that's going to get put into the game. We know that because of the background color image. Every class has a color. Warriors, they're like orangey yellow. Is it yellow? Yeah, it's like yellow, right? Colorblind moment. So, let's actually talk about Maya for a moment. So, Maya, I feel like, you know, it does say in the tweet, I'll just read the tweet out. It says, all that anger, all that terror, now she's learned how to use them. Her abilities include converting her own fear into damage and complete resistant to demon possession. So the last part of that says complete resistant to demon possession. So this is going to mean one or two things, I think. This is either going to mean she's going to be completely invulnerable to getting possessed by any demon, or, you know, like how leaders have a massive fear bar, like, you know, their fear has to go all the way up to the top for them to actually get possessed. It'll be something like that, like the bar will be right up to the top, and only when it hits like 100%, you know, then the demon can actually possess her. If I had to guess, I feel like she's probably just not going to actually be able to be possessed at all. It kind of feels like that. I can imagine her pairing up with Scotty really well. I mean, imagine it. Scotty's really good at getting his fear down. She's not going to be able to get possessed, and she's also going to convert her fear into damage. So I feel like this is going to work on like a percentage scale. So let's say her fear bar has gone up to about 90%. I feel like maybe you activate her main ability, and that's just going to drain all of the fear, and then it just gets converted into damage, maybe for a set amount of time, I'd say. So she does work really well. I feel like you're kind of going to have to roll solo a little bit. Like, she's kind of going to be one of them little solo builds. And then there's a lot of things that come into account that you got to think about. Imagine you've got support Ash. You don't actually want him to be using his ability near her, because you want to, you know what I mean? You need to max out that fear as much as you can. You're going to need to run solo. You're going to need to stay away from lights. You know what I mean? You got to play like the demon. So split capping could actually be a thing, especially like Kelly mains. Like, you know, they're normally rolling solo. They can cap objectives by himself. Imagine it. Mia's going to be the same thing, but just as a warrior. So I feel like Kelly mains, you've got a warrior main now, really. I mean, Kelly and her could split cap really well. As long as the Kelly's watching her fear, or she's in a well-lit area, these two could honestly do it if the demon's, like, you know, not a super high level. I feel like she would get paired really well with certain people. Like, I feel like her and Scotty would be good, so them two just on a point by themselves, if the demon's not level 10 and you get daggers or pages, mate, they'd have no chance. Scotty's getting his fear down, she's converting fear into damage. I can imagine the combos. So in a little video of Maya, she is actually holding a machete as well. Now, I've got to say this, right? A lot of warriors and a lot of characters in general, not a lot of us use one-handed weapons. Let's actually be real for a second. No one's touching the one-handed weapons the majority of the time. Everyone's using sledgehammers, lumberjack axes, swords. I mean, I never actually see someone using a one-handed melee weapon unless it's a legendary. Or I guess the hunting knife, you know, on the hunters. Kind of missed that one out. So maybe she could have a weapon mastery, but for machetes, or a light weapon, because that would actually be pretty decent. I feel like that's going to cover like the loot spot, you know, so Maya can actually just look out for machetes or maybe one-handed weapons. Don't know yet. These are all just my guesses. Well, think about it though. I mean, as a puppeteer main as well, if Maya's got complete resistance to possession, hunters can drop their weapon. I feel like if the Plague Bringer doesn't have some sort of thing to sort of counteract that, then it could be a little bit of trouble for demons, man. But, you know, demons are going to get this massive buff. And I feel like because demons are going to get this huge buff in the next update, that Maya's actually going to be the kind of survivor to a little bit counter that. Demons are going to get buffed really badly. Survivor's going to get slightly nerfed. And then we're going to need Maya to kind of counteract that. But I feel like survivors are still going to be left in the dirt. And demons are just going to be OP. But we'll see, man. Like, we don't know yet. But they did tweet and say, beware demons. Maya is uniquely suited to take you down. Stay tuned for a look at her abilities in our upcoming stream. So they're probably going to stream about it and show off some abilities sometime soon. How cool would that be if, like, Maya could actually do something while you're in demon spirit form? I feel like everyone would complain so badly. I mean, we don't know yet. And plus, you got David as well. Like, he could have abilities that might pair up really well with Maya. We have no idea what his abilities are actually going to be yet. But you know what? Maybe something to do with resurrection. Who knows? Well, I'm really interested in seeing, like, how the game is going to go down on September. It's either going to be everyone's going to put their hands in the air and go mental because the balancing is going to be all over the place. Or they're either going to actually sort something out. It's going to be really moderately balanced. Demons are going to be good. Survivors are going to be good if you can play them. But then I feel like the majority of people that are crying anyway are just the players that are normally noobs. Nowadays, everyone wants their own little way when they play games, mate. You gotta get your arse whipped in games. That's how you get better. What, you think I played like Call of Duty back in the day and I was just this little shrimp that didn't know what to do? Yes, I was, and I got my arse whooped on that game multiple times, and then I got better at the game. So normally when you get put into the deep end with, let's say, a demon player that's crying about not being able to win his demon, mate, the majority of games that I play, especially against random survivors, are easy to win. When you play against like a pre-made, yeah, it's definitely harder, but you learn so much. You learn what they're doing, you learn how to counter stuff, and you go, oh, I did something wrong there. Maybe I could do this better. Maybe I can change my build out. Every time I've lost the game against really good survivors, I normally go back to my skill tree. You know, I readjust my skills. I start like, you know what I mean? I'm figuring out the plan. I'm calculating, oh, what could I actually change out there? And a lot of people nowadays, they get their arse whooped because they're not used to the game, and they just cry about it. And I'm not all for it. But then again, I guess that's what's skill-based matchmaking and why that's really in every single game nowadays. Because if it's not in games, people just cry. We haven't got long, though. We've got like 7 days, like 1 week. You boys have got to hold out 1 week till we get this update, all right? So I want to see you grinding your spirit points. I want to see you have every character maxed out. So when this update drops, we're going to be ready for it. We're all going to be ready for it. And I'm hoping that the mastery system, I think I did say that it comes out in the update. Don't listen to me. I was probably a bit wrong there. I was saying that it could either come out on the update or it could come out like a few weeks after, maybe in September. Along with that, we're going to have spirit points. We're going to be using all of our spirit points to be maxing out a character. And the first thing I want to know is when they actually implement this, there's 2 things I want you guys to comment about. The first one is, what do you actually think about Maya? Do you think she's going to be OP? And what is the very first character you're going to max out when the prestige system comes in? Obviously, I'm going to be maxing out my boy Ed, my Hunter Ash, and my puppeteer, of course. I'm hoping they don't touch puppeteer in this update, because I am probably going to cry if that's the case. But let me know you guys' thoughts. You know I'm all about hearing your thoughts and comments in the damn channel. So smash that like button right now. So to sum up the video, really, if you wanted to hear my actual opinion, I think Maya's going to be alright as a character in the game. If you're like a Kelly main, you like playing solo and you hate being possessed, I think she's going to be moderately alright, not super overpowered. I feel like demons are going to get buffed loads, and then a lot more demons are going to come back into the game and slap up every survivors. I feel like the survivors are going to run to Reddit and start crying. I then think prestige systems coming out, and we're going to have some sort of like golden version of our characters. You know what mastery's like, it's always golden. And I feel like the game's going to be in a moderately fun state for a bit, and then we're going to have some new weapons, some new stuff. Like, just get ready for it, man. That's all I'm going to say, boys. Get ready for it. And you can always let me know what content you want to see. Maybe you want to see me do new builds. Maybe you want to see me play different games. Let me know. And as always, catch you lot later. By the way, that demon got slapped in this video. Holy shit.